Alright, Infernoid Underworld, it's me, Brandon Leonard, here to give y'all a deck profile on last month's 13th place, this month's 12th place Infernoid deck. Now, I'm going to start this deck profile off by saying that this deck was 55 cards at the time of the regional. I actually sold all 3 desires and all 3 barriers because the vendors were paying 80 on desires and 65 on barriers, and it's just cardboard. I'll buy it again when they either get A, reprinted, or B, go down, because yeah. So anyway, deck profile. Yeah, let's get started. Obviously the heart and soul of the deck, 3 Decatrons. Obvious reasons to everybody that plays this deck. We got the triple premise, avoid getting strike 1 and bottomless. Extremely good with side deck cards such as Book of Eclipse and shit like that, of the nature of the sort. Combo, get you into your Goyo defenders and wins. Harmadic out to Heroes, Dark Law, which I randomly played a fuckboy as Dark Law player. I'm gonna get into like what actually happened, because I really should have went undefeated. I'm actually very, very, very disappointed in myself. 12th place is just honestly not enough in this case, because nobody was gonna beat me. I literally had 2 incidences where I just, I'm gonna explain further. Triple Petrulia, back row popper, Seismic 3, 9 targeting banish, too good. 1 Antidel. Too many pendulums. A lot of monsters going to the extra deck, going to the graveyard. So just that 1 for that deck that is 2 Devis, 2 Anoku, but 9 Infernoid, 2 Raiden, and 2 Maxi. Maxi too strong. Like I said, up the count of the deck. I was main decking 2 barriers, so I decided to play 2 barriers and a vanities. Which worked out okay. Barrier was okay. It was cool against certain decks, but other decks not as good, which is also why I sold the card, because I feel like it's gonna go down. It's good against decks that are one-dimensional. It's a blowout, but against decks that aren't one-dimensional, it's not as effective. Warning at 1. I decided to play the warning and the vanities. Warning just because it actually hits normal summoned monsters, and some monsters and spells. A lot of people are summoning cards by spell cards, and obviously strike just does not hit those. So then you got the triple strike brigade. I feel very comfortable with all the back row, the triple strike, warning, vanity, solemn, barriers, all of that. It was just very and I played 1 void purification, 2 void launches. These literally remained up all game. Until I summoned some that wasn't Infernoid. Nobody destroyed them, which was odd. 2 Twin Twisters, main decked. 2 Void Imaginations, main decked. I also sold 3 Desires, which is why I played 2 Void Imaginations, main decked. I sold the 3. So the 3 Desires, with 3 Vanishment. I play 1 Void Seer, searchable, also 3 Vanishment. Some decks just require that quick, just unaffect push. 1 Rekindling. I literally resolve this. I'll get somebody by like dumping 2 Decatrons and Foolish in the third and just going ham. Foolish, Monster Gate, double Instant Fusion, 1-for-1, Burial, Reasoning, still one of us, and the 2 Charges. And like I said, so the 4 cards missing out of main deck or 2 barriers, well 5 cards, 2 barriers and 3 pots. Yeah, that main was extremely solid. Took care of everything. Side I felt was awesome. I probably just changed 1 or 2 cards. The third Twin Twister, triple Book of Eclipse, because with Primus and Vanities and Jowgin and Fossil Dinos and all these rock statues and all this bullshit, I just rather yeah, none of that. Triple mistake for the decks that just have to add. It's just an auto win. Floodgate hate. Side card that I would have loved to see, but I literally played no Metaphors. Now Metaphors won this regional, but I played no Metaphors. Like Scrap Iron Statue, whenever a continuous spell or trap is activated, you essentially you pop. Basically, that's just it. You just pop it and reset it. So it's like a continuous, like a MST once a turn, like against the Metaphors. Like they pop a card, you pop a card. You know what I'm saying? The skill drain, because skill drain is just good. 2 Eccentric Archfiends. This was a new tech, and it worked out amazing. Late game. Ended up playing against a Monarch guy. Game 3, he set his board up to search the guy that said I can't special summon. Went for that and thought he was good, and I had this in the hand amongst all special summoning monsters, so I'm just like, yeah, summon pop game. You know what I'm saying? It was really interesting. MVP by far. My favorite side deck card of the format. Triple Wiretap. Shut down Metaphors counter. That scale that you're adding back that you need, you won't be getting it, because that counter is getting shuffled back into the deck. You won't be able to activate the other ones, and from there I'm in control. So yeah, it's just really good card, this format. Stop, strikes, warnings, all that good shit. Counter trap. I had a third barrier in my side. So I had the third of the barrier in the side, and yeah, that was everything, guys. And then the extra is pretty standard. Versus me running the 2 Terra, I actually went to 2 Omega. So I got the 1 Terra, 1 Scrap, 1 Clear Crystal Wing, 2 Omegas, the 1 Dante, 1 Levier, Hope Harbinger, which I'm probably gonna change to Scrap Dragon, Chimbara, Goyo Defender, Scarlet, Thousand Eyes, and Norden. So there was an incident in the tournament. Well, first off, the very first deck I lost to was round 2, Minerva Turbo, and I literally lost because versus Instant Fusion and now Thousand Eyes, I banished Sisymus to summon Primus, and then went into the Goyo Defender, had a Noku, couldn't summon a Noku because I banished Sisymus and only had 2 Infernoids instead of 3. So I had the Instant Fusion back at that point to bring back the Goyo Defender. And at this point I had already overlaid for a Levier. So basically, like, I was looking way too into the future and didn't pay attention to what was actually going on. Really fucked myself. Locked myself out of the game. Left board with like a Levier, a Goyo Defender. No, I Instant Fusioned, brought out Norden, brought out a Decatron, and sunk into a Crystal Wing. So basically only did half the combo. Wasted an Instant Fusion. Couldn't summon a Noku. Do rips Desires. Desires into Solar Recharge. Solar Recharge do charge a Light Brigade. Milt the Trick Clown. Milt the Wolf. Just went bananas. And I lost that game. And that was actually game 2. Game 1, I had him under a Vanities. and was being a bitch and set on the vanities versus flipping my void launch and foolishing and banishing, like basically getting the game going. Like I just set on what I had, and he normal Lila next turn popped it and went off. So it was like, damn, like basically me not being aggressive. Game 2, I went to the car, smoked, shook that shit off. After that, I came back and we was moving on all cylinders. But shortly thereafter, I had an incident, actually the very, very final round of the tournament with the judge. He summoned the XYZ that Blue Eyes play. XYZ that Blue Eyes play that banishes 3 monsters from my deck on summon. And when he detached to activate the effect the following turn, I thought that it banished cards from my deck. So I basically picked up my deck and banished 3 cards, and the dude was, the judge was watching and gave me a game loss. But the guy was just like, well, I would have just told you, you know, to put the cards back in shuffle, but the judge saw it and gave me a game loss. And then, of course, as I was attempting to side, the judge come back with the head judge when we were about to start game 2 and was just like, oh, yeah, you guys can't side. You get to choose who goes first or second, but you can't side. And I happened to be going against Blue Eyes, something that should have been an extremely easy matchup. But I opened 2 Twin Twisters with like an imagination and something else, and the guy just summoned alternatives and beat my face in. Like it was a sad day in Yu-Gi-Oh! So I just couldn't side. So those Twin Twisters would have either been mistakes or Book of Eclipses, and obviously the Book of Eclipses would have stopped the search to add them motherfuckers after he discarded, and would have been in the game 3. And I really misplayed game 1 anyway, and even allowed that monster to even hit the board. So it was like, it was just a goofy day. Like I literally played myself out of first place, and in that last round getting DQ'd and having those unfortunate circumstances happen, and played my way out of top 8. But it made it all worthwhile, selling random cards such as Pot Desires, other small tidbits out of my collection. I made a nice little penny, because that's why we do it. And then for my OTS packs for top 32, I pulled the OT Regeki, which I'm also extremely satisfied about. So I'm like, fuck the mat, I'd rather the card. So till next time, Underworld. Till next time.